Today we're talking about equivalent fractions. A fraction is a number of the form a over b, where a is the numerator and b is the denominator. Two fractions that represent the same number are called equivalent fractions. If we look at the number lines showing the graph of the two fractions 1/3 and 2/6, notice that 1/3 and 2/6 are the same on both number lines. Do you see how 1/3 would be the same as 2/6? 1/3 and 2/6 are equivalent fractions. Now if I write down 1/3, I can say it's equal to 2/6. 2/6 can be simplified to what? To 1/3. And what do I have to do to 1 and to 3 in order to get 2/6? Can I convert 1/3 to 2/6? If I multiply times 2, wouldn't I get 2/6? Now these are equivalent fractions. To write equivalent fractions, multiply or divide the numerator and the denominator by the same non-zero number. That means any number that is not equal to 0. So let's try. If we have to write fractions that are equivalent to 8/12. Right here it says that to write equivalent fractions, multiply or divide the numerator and denominator by the same non-zero number. So let's start by trying to multiply. We can create an equivalent fraction by multiplying by 2. 8 times 2 is 16. 12 times 2, 24. This fraction would be equivalent to 8/12. Now we take 8/12 again and we multiply times 3. 8 times 3, 24, and 12 times 3, 36. This is also an equivalent fraction. Again, if we do 8/12 and we multiply by 4. 8 times 4, 32, and 4 times 12 is 48. These fractions are all equivalent to 8/12. And I can continue multiplying by 5 and by 6 and by 7 and by 8 until infinity, and they would all be equivalent fractions. If we take the fraction 8/12 and we want to divide by something to get an equivalent fraction, we can divide by a common factor. In this case, what are the common factors of 8 and 12? 4, and that's it. Okay, so let's say we divide 8/12 by 4. That means this is equal to 2 over 3. You've probably seen this as simplifying. We could also divide 8/12 by 2, and we would get 4 over 6, and this would also be an equivalent fraction. A fraction is in its simplest form when its numerator and denominator are relatively prime. What does it mean when numbers are relatively prime? Their greatest common factor is 1. To write a fraction in simplest form, you have to divide the numerator and the denominator by their greatest common factor. So let's say we want to simplify 12 over 30. Write in simplest form. So 12 and 30 are both divisible by what? By 3. Okay. If I divide these by 3, what do I get? 4/10. 4/10. Is this in simplest form yet?
No, ma'am.
I have to divide by what again? I have to divide by 2 in this case. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we did get to the simplest form. This is 2/5. However, did we divide by the greatest common factor? No. The greatest common factor was 6. So if I write 12/30 and I try dividing each of these by 6, do I get the same answer? Yes, I still get the same answer. So what happens if the greatest common factor does not come to mind first? Can you still simplify? Yes. If we need to simplify 10xy over 15y squared, we're going to separate our numbers from our variables. 10 and 15 are both divisible by 5. That means we're left with 10 divided by 5, 2. 15 divided by 5, 3. We look at our variables. X is the only x variable in the problem, so that's going to stay. And we have these y's that cancel out here, so we're left with y in the denominator only. So we're left with 2x over 3y.